Hi, it's Edward from the Columbia Treatment Center here to answer some frequently asked questions that we get from people going through the return to duty process. Today I will be covering owner-operators. These are individuals who own their company but also operate in a safety-sensitive position for that company. Now, the problem here is that the final two steps of the return to duty process are the return to duty test and the follow-up testing plan, both of which require someone to be sent for testing, and you can't send yourself. That is a conflict of interest, especially when it comes to the random testing of the follow-up testing plan. You cannot send yourself for a random test. So what do we do? Thankfully, the DOT makes this pretty straightforward. Anyone in that position where they are an owner-operator must have what's called a consortium or a third-party administrator. CTPA is what that's called, a consortium third-party administrator, CTPA. And they are the ones who will be in charge of the return to duty test, the follow-up testing, and anything in the FMCSA clearinghouse if that applies to your situation. This is the part of the process that is normally handled by the DER, but as you are usually the DER yourself in smaller companies or the boss of the DER in some larger companies, that's obviously a conflict of interest even if you yourself are not the one sending for the test, and that is why the DOT requires that owner-operators use a CTPA for their return to duty test as well as their follow-up testing plan. Now again, they will guide you through the process. They will tell you exactly what you need to do. So if you have any questions, I would definitely reach out to them about the particulars or about getting started if you are in that situation. If you did have any other questions about the return to duty process, or if you wanted to schedule an evaluation, you can always call Columbia Treatment Center at 410-730-1333 and ask for Edward.